Um, and that is where I think you have to start from the ideological unconscious. Instead of starting from that free subject in control of his or her destiny, you start from the fact that we are structured in terms of a structural determination, which I think raises important questions then about the notion of causality. And this is to take the discussion onto a different level, of course. It's to debate the notion that, of course, as subjects, let's say, we exert a transitive causality. I mean, I am speaking now, I'm expressing my thoughts. There's transitive causality. But at the same time, I am determined intransitively by the social structures in which I am located. And it is that dialectic between transitive causalities of the linear kind, the billiard ball kind, so that it's that, and the notion of a structural causality system.
Complex system, overdetermined nonetheless.
Yes, that question of overdetermination is crucial. If you don't get the notion of overdetermination, you're not going to get very far understanding the ideological unconscious.
What is it that overdetermines us in this case? What exactly?
One would start off from to reiterate the notion of a social formation and the location of different levels, the political level, ideological level, economic level, and these levels, one is impacting on the other level, but they're all impacting on each other insofar as they're all contained within the social formation, and an individuality is a product of all those levels. So we're talking about transitive causality, where one is impacted by something transitively. As I say, what Anthropoid will call that linear causality, but also the notion of a structural causality which operates by virtue of the fact that we are located within the system. So the combined effect of all these forces, the social forces, is overdetermination. So it's no good. You see, this is where, to go back to Juan Carlos, it's no good starting from this notion of a psychology, an individual, a contained psychology. The problem is outside that psychology. So it's not a question of the subject being impacted by society or the individual impacting society. You have to completely reconfigure the way this is operating, and if you don't do that, then as a matter of fact, the notion of an unconscious is just not thinkable. And so it wasn't just the British Marxists, and it's the debate I'm now having with it, have no notion of the ideological unconscious. They're not particularly happy with the Freudian unconscious either. It is significant that in terms of the British tradition, Freud has always occupied a very marginalised position in London. There was a Freudian centre there. But the contrast between that and, say, the French tradition, where the Lacanian thoughts pervades everything, is incredible. So British Marxists have been happy with that. They haven't been able to think the unconscious either libidinally or ideologically, and that is a fundamental problem with British Marxists. My sense that it has very much to do with the fact that a lot of them are working very much within the Labour tradition. So, the left-wing Labourism and politics they wanted to bring about political change. Understandably enough, they wanted to get rid of capitalism and institute socialism and not involve the political struggle. So these political struggles are the key to British Marxism, but the emphasis on politics, I think, this leads to the emphasis on this subject. So things start politically from the subject.